Hey folks, this is Mike from KEI Fabrication. This is my LS swapped Mazda V2200. If you're new to my channel, go back and check out some of the modifications we've done to this to make it a road racer, a circle track racer, and a drag racer. It's in the process of undergoing some more transformations. You'll see updates on that soon. So we're in a top secret location on a mission to try and get this dump truck started. This truck has been parked for probably 10 years. Oop, we got a bug on the screen. And it was a work truck for, obviously you see the name on the side, it says General Wine Company, and it was a farm. So I'm not sure the truck went over the road much, but I am in need of a yard truck, and this one is supposed to run, or at least it has occasionally in the last 10 years, so we're going to try and start it again. So we got the hood open and we're just kind of assessing things, seeing there's no fuel tank in it, so we brought a can to hook to the fuel pump. We're going to pull the air cleaner off, check and see if the motor turns over, check the oil, and throw a battery in it and see how far we get. Right now the big dilemma is the handle for the dump body is stuck down and I can't get the door open, so we may have to work from the other side. See what happens. So we pretty much brought everything we could think of, including the all-important Hornet spray. Got our electrical box, got a jump box, got an industrial strength battery, got a gas can to pour into the carburetor and one to pull for the engine, and fogging oil, starting fluid. Let's see if that was enough. Alright, so Steve ended up getting the tailgate freed up, and that freed up the linkage, and that allowed us to open the door, and it's kind of been lived in with mice and everything, but we were given the key, so that was a bonus. And now I'm going to go out front and see if the motor turns, take the air cleaner off, look in the carburetor, and we'll throw the battery in.
Okay.
The belt's too loose. Ooh, the motor turns actually quite nicely, so that's a go ahead on that. It has antifreeze in it still. That means the block's not cracked. It's got oil in it. I'm not going to taste it. So that's good news. And then it had an air cleaner on it, so this style air cleaner protected the carburetor pretty well. Not quite enough spring to handle the return, but it is free. So I think we're good to throw the battery in and at least turn it over and see what's happening. Before I do that, I'm going to spray some fogging oil down the carburetor, and hopefully that'll get into the valves and loosen things up into the cylinders some too. So here we go.
Okay.
Hopefully the battery tray doesn't come disconnected the second I put this industrial strength battery in there. Negative terminal. No sparks yet. Spray a little of this fogging oil down the carburetor just to maybe loosen up the carburetor some. And then as it turns over and pulls it in, hopefully it'll can't hurt to lube it up, I guess. Alright. Well, that already helped. Alright, so I guess we'll see if something works from the key. Do you want to go turn this key, Steve?
Sure.
Check to see if it's in gear. Anything resemble neutral? All right, you can hit the key and see if that, I know that ignition switch is all messed up, but if I have to use a solenoid out here, we can. Anything happening in there? Well, that's typical. All right, let me see if I can get a screwdriver and cross out the solenoid. That should go from there to there. Let's see what happens. It's turning over nicely. Alright, so what we figured out, we believe that the key we were given is not correct for the ignition. So we've had to go to the hot wire method, and we put the spark indicator here, and I'm about to jump out the solenoid here to see if it has spark. So here we go. Does not appear that there's anything going on there. Let's see what's going on under the hood here. Somebody was doing the same thing we were. Look. We got somebody who was here before us. There's the alligator clips. Wish I found those 2 minutes ago. Alright, so chances are the cap, wires, and plugs all look brand new, so chances are it's the points are just corroded. Yeah, because I got spark. It's just not jumping across because it's corroded, so we'll put some sandpaper on that. I got loose spark now. So we'll put this back together. The points are sparking. We'll see if our indicator over there does anything for us. And then it's time for some fuel, I guess. So we'll check for spark on the... Yep. Well, number 2 cylinder's got spark anyway. I think it's okay to put fuel to it.
Well, he drove it here. He drove it all over the place around on the farm here. Trying to free the brakes up.
Oh, okay.
And he got them freed up finally.
Yep. So this came from where originally?
Greenwood Campgrounds.
It was Greenwood.
Yeah, and the motor came from Mike Zambini.
Okay.
Ray put the motor in.
Yep. Okay. Well, we'll just disconnect this one, not cooking the points, but I've got a fuel line and a little 12-volt fuel pump hooked up back there in case that fuel pump doesn't work. And we got gas up to the carburetor. Have an oil pressure gauge?
took it apart and cleaned it, just ran it. Oh. They go, I think.
Oh, okay, so that's what he was talking about. Yep. Looks like that pin has been, see the bolt welded to the end of it. So it's probably something that's been going on for a while. So this truck is wedged in between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trees. It's nosed in, so pretty sure it has no brakes, but it does move. We tested the PTO and the bed goes up and down. So I'm going to lower the bed and then Steve's going to guide me out. There's a tree within 6 inches of the opposite side. This one here is even, or as close, so see if we can do this without tearing the mirrors off. We got the fuel tank flashed on. Let's see if we can do this without burning the wood down.
Let me roll this window down.
Might be able to see something out. I've got zero visibility anyway. Yeah, that's on the outside. It's all tree sap, probably.
These things work like new.
So I'm gonna just try. Am I straight? My wheels straight?
They're straight, but you're gonna have to go over a big hump at the base of that tree.
All right.
Looking good. You're gonna clear it. You're gonna clear it.
All right. Clear it on this side now. Watch the fender on that side.
You got plenty. You can cut it. Beautiful. You're good.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's just a little Mount Laurel.
Don't worry about a thing.
Little Mount Laurel. There's a big stump right in front of you here.
Put that tire right next to that stump.
Yeah, that way.
And
Cut her a little bit more. You're good. Oh yeah. Yep, go for it.
actually seems like it has plenty of power. The steering's not too bad. It drove itself out of the woods, that's always a plus. The dump mechanism worked. The tires are all got air in them. The only real dilemma is it has zero brakes. So we'll have to figure that out. But the motor doesn't even hesitate, even trying to crawl over all of those bushes. The carburetor is totally messed up. It's running with the choke almost all the way on, but it never even labored really. It pulled right through it. So mechanically, it would probably do the job. leak. I just can't figure out where it is. Sounds like it's coming out of that.
It does.
Must have had vacuum brakes at one time, power booster, 'cause
Nope, this cutter. Yeah, cutter hard. Let me get on the other side. Yeah, you're right behind this old Ford here, but you got about another 4 feet before you hit the Ford.
I'm gonna go over and turn that Buick so I'm off the road.
Okay, got about another 4 feet.
Alright.
Just trying to make sure you ain't gonna roll over the Merc. Hold on a minute.
Question is, will it start back up? We shut it off. It's probably right up there in the 200-degree range. Let's see if it starts back up. Well, it's encouraging. Definitely needs a fuel pump. Definitely has a massive vacuum leak. And it has absolutely no brakes. There's not any lines hooked to any of the brakes at all, front or rear. So there is definitely some work just to even make it into a yard truck. So we'll have to weigh the effort and the expense to get it going. According to the plate, it's been off the road since 1987. But I think it was in service later than that, because the story, as you might have heard, was at a campground. And I think they just ran it around the campground and do maintenance there. So anyway, we'll price some things up and see how much it's going to cost to make it functional for me, and then I'll make a decision on whether it's worth investing in this thing. So we're going to put it to bed, put the air cleaner back on. We brought it out here in the open, so whether we are interested or not, the next person will have a much easier job getting to it. So that'll be it for now, I guess. Hey folks, I just wanted to take this time to give a big thanks to my friend Steve, who came up and assisted me in this startup and assisted in the video recording of this. It was just a blast having somebody else around to help make this an easier job, and it sure was a lot of fun having him control the camera and capture some of this stuff for you, because without him Being a one-man show most of the time, you would have never seen the majority of this. So thanks again, Steve. Looking forward to collaborating with you and doing more of this in the future.